same time being utter dicks. Child murder, that's a weird disconnect from other people in your human society going on. It does nothing. They're of no importance whatsoever. If I stunned you and slit your throat, does that make it okay? Well, again, and I wouldn't equate a pig to a human child. Internet vegans, I'm talking about a chicken and a pig. You're then going on about murdering children and aliens from space. That seems really bitchy is what that seems. I fear I need to make an apology, everyone. A couple of videos ago, I put up a video just saying vegan gains, best of the vegans. And I now really regret giving that positivity to him, which is annoying because some of his content is good, but best of the vegans, I would have to just totally say not anymore. I would say maybe biggest of the twats is definitely what it could be considered as. So in this video, I'm going to do a little Dom versus, I have no idea what his actual name is, just Mr. Vegan Gains. And just to kind of give you the reasoning behind that is through many of his comments, I've also found out he is also misanthropic. That's probably a word you've not heard many times before, but that's meaning of I don't like humans or some bullshit like that. On one of his recent videos, somebody fairly honestly left a comment saying, kind of unrelated, but found out my mum eats 42% of her calories from fat, 38% from carbs, 21% from protein. She is obese, and I have followed her diet advice for years before realizing I was never going to lose any weight. Now I'm eating 70% carbs, 15% protein, 15% fat. I have lost 0.8 BMI. My mum's reaction to me telling her my success is, please don't bring your vegan thing up again. She always complains about being obese and will not take any advice from me. Any thoughts? So if you're kind of going like there, you're like, oh, right. My advice there would be like, oh, that's pretty awesome that you're getting good results from that. You're finally doing some diet stuff. And probably the best way to promote it is leading by example, and just lowering the demand of her style of diet within the house. So if you're going around just saying, hey, I'm just going to have some fruit and bananas. Yeah, oh, do you have any fruit and bananas? Oh, yeah. Oh, do you have any fruit? Oh, I'll just have some fruit just now. Or something like that. Then slowly the people just go, well, I'm not going to be buying 5 steaks because you're coming around, you're eating all my fruit. And if you come and say, hey, I'm coming around, could you get some fruit? You know, stuff like that. That can potentially help. And then hopefully with their seeing you get better, or losing weight or getting a better physique, maybe they kind of go, oh, maybe there's something in this. Sometimes people being told stuff doesn't make them realize. It's only through, it's only through intrinsic realization that they actually do it. And the comment which Vegan Gains replied with was, let her die of stupidity and willful ignorance. Wow. 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 That's such a heartless, horrible reaction to have there. But don't worry, he loves the farm animals. Oh, let's not hurt the deer, let's not injure a bunny rabbit, let's not eat a pig. Oh no, that can't be done. But you're telling somebody who's legitimately looking for advice of how to promote this guy's diet towards his mother who's got health issues, and your reply is, let her die of stupidity. Makes you a dick. Makes you a bit of a dick. So anyway, I'm going to go into some of the other comments here and just give my point of view on this. And I find, just before I do go there, I do find it a real shame that veganism, I think, is a great idea, and I think the world would be better if more people took it up. But I just really fear that the number of people who are on the internet promoting it, but at the same time being utter dicks, really makes a lot of people not want to be associated with this lifestyle rather than this diet, which is a shame because it's a good lifestyle and it should be something that should be promoted. But when it's dicks giving promotion like that, you don't want to be part of that group. So anyway, into the comments that I was going to see here. So a wee while ago, Vegan Gains left some comments on my channel. The video I'll put a link to down below was talking about how to become vegan you have to be mental. You have to be thinking about all the animal torture porn all the time that you see all over these PETA videos and all that stuff. So Vegan Gains said, I think you should actually visit a slaughterhouse and see how a cow or pig turns into a sausage. I've seen many documentaries of that, but at the same time, do I need to? I don't really see, like, I know, I've seen it, don't really care for it. It's not like, oh, well, I am drinking a glass of water. I should see the wells that are built for it to come into my tap, or whatever kind of crap like that. It's like, yeah, I've seen it. It's oh, wow, yeah, cow gets shot, bullet to the head, neck slit, blood gushes out, goes on a conveyor belt, gets turned into a sausage. Magic. That's... If you're having such a little, like, oh, I'm crying my eyes out, you're a bit too sensitive for society. You seem to have a hard time making a connection between the food you're eating and the animals that have to suffer and die in order to make that food. Suffering, again, from all the PETA videos, or the Earthlings, or Cowspiracy and all that kind of stuff. Again, yeah, that stuff is terrible, and I think that is horrendous conditions that those animals are being kept in. However, that's not what I see here. Like, I've been to farms, I've seen slaughterhouses in the UK and all that kind of stuff, and it's pretty humane here. We're very humane. At least we don't do what's the Jewish version where you're not allowed to touch it. That was horrific. So seeing that on Earthlings documentary, like, what the hell is that? It's not halal. It's kosher. That seems really bitchy is what that seems. Here's the next bit. You have to think about what you're doing to others rather than just enjoying the taste of the food you are eating. The use of the word is others. Others, I would consider to be like people down the street, people at my work, people that I see driving their cars. They are others. Chickens, I wouldn't call them others. Others are usually terms within your actual group. I definitely would not be considering a pig or a chicken to be other, as in part of my group. You have to rewire your brain to find new pleasure pathways, okay, instead of getting pleasure from eating these terrible animal foods. You mean these delicious animal foods. Teach yourself to enjoy healthy vegan options that not only taste good, but make you feel good and give you satisfaction of knowing you didn't contribute to cruelty. Unfortunately, if you really think about anything, you can almost not consume anything without contributing to some form of cruelty somewhere. Whether it's eating your bananas, I'm thinking about the deforestation that's happening in Brazil to grow more, oh no, Colombia, that's where I get all my bananas from. The deforestation that's happening there, and the abundant use of pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, which are killing off native insects and animals, and potentially causing disasters to the crops in the local vicinity. Then yeah, even if you're thinking of, oh, I'm eating a banana, if you think hard enough, you can find there's some cruelty there. Again, if you look at any of the documentaries about the south of Spain salad bowl, and you look at the effective slave labour that's happening in that area, again, yeah, if you think hard enough, you can think about cruelty happening to other humans regarding actually vegetables, not just animals. So best not think about it, I say. So in my reply back, I sent a link to a video of some pigs being killed in the UK. And in that video, you'll see a cow getting, you'll see a pig getting stunned with an electric prod around its head, goes, and then they stick it on a wire and they slit its throat and it's dead. It's all done. And it is a bit of a like, oh, that's pretty shocking. But at the same time, you kind of go, oh, right, okay, then that's it. Okay, I'm over it now. There wasn't a whole kind of like, I wasn't crying afterwards, I wasn't having nightmares, and I wasn't for days on end thinking about what was that poor pig going to be doing for the rest of its days if we hadn't eaten it. And so Vegan Gains even comes about and says, yeah, no, that's the best case scenario in the UK. Okay, it's just the first one I found on the internet. I still don't see how anyone can find that okay. Fine, that's fine if you don't see that, that's okay, that's fine. So is it just fine to take away a life of a creature that has a will to live? That's a tough debate there. Do they really have a will to live? I don't know. Like, do they even know they're alive? That's a debate. We're going into real levels of animal psychology going on here. If I stunned you and slit your throat, does that make it okay? Well, again, here we're equating a pig to a human. And in the hierarchy of life, I would say there is a difference there. Maybe some certain vegans and certainly misanthropes will be like, no, there's no difference. A pig is just as important as a human. I disagree. I would say pig's not that important. Nor is a cow. Nor is a chicken. And for me, it comes down to their use and their potential. So for me, a chicken doesn't have much use apart from being some food. And its potential, a chicken will just be a chicken. No, it's not going to turn into a scientist. It's not going to find a cure for cancer. It's not going to understand theories of thermodynamics. Stuff like that. And generally, every pig I've ever seen, I've seen it in a field, standing around, usually in mud. It eats some stuff we've thrown on the ground for it. It eats it. It does some poo. It does some pee. It stands in the field. It does nothing. They're of no importance whatsoever. So my reply was that, like, if I had the mental capacity of a pig, and I put my hands up here, if I had the mental capacity of a pig, I don't think I would really mind that much if somebody said, we're going to kill you in a wee while and eat you. I may at some point kind of go, guys, could you stop being cruel to me, or could you give me a nicer home, you know, if I could talk. So I'm fully about the give them a nice pasture to stand in their own mud and let them be happy in that sort of way. But at no point would I be kind of going, oh, damn, I was going to go to the shops tomorrow, but I'm a pig. And I was really looking for that next episode of the Kardashians. Oh, I just got to watch it. It's so important. No, it's a pig. It's not important. And this is where I find it a bit odd. So the reply to that is, you're just ignoring the issue. I guess it's okay to murder children that are under the age of 3, since pigs have about that level of intelligence. First of all, I would be quite surprised if a pig had the level of intelligence as a 3-year-old child. I would say probably not. And again, this comes down to the second point. Is there any use and is there any potential of a 3-year-old child compared to a pig? So that 3-year-old child could grow up to be a scientist or a doctor or something of some importance. And meanwhile, a pig is definitely just going to be a pig. Apart from in that film Babe, a pig did become a film star. But most pigs in fields, I would say it's safe to kill them. And I wouldn't equate a pig to a human child. Then let's go off on another tangent here. So, if an alien race were to come down to Earth, this is where, like internet vegans just... I'm talking about a chicken and a pig. You're then going on about murdering children and aliens from space. It's like, could you bring your argument back to the point here? So anyway, let's read this one. So if an alien race were to come down to Earth and had technologies far surpassing our own, and we looked retarded to them, well, some of us would look retarded to them, would that mean it's okay to murder us? Well, considering I'm talking from our, as in us, group, I would say no. I have the mental capacity to go, that's not very fair. If they were to come down and kill all our cows, I'd be like, oh, that's annoying, but, well, yeah, you can kill the cows. We don't really care that too much. Also, at the same time, if an alien race did come down and started obliterating all of us, and if they were to start kind of killing us, I have seen Independence Day. I have seen the TV series. And generally, yeah, that does happen. And yeah, unfortunately, with us as a society, with our relative amount of intelligence, we do get angry about that, and we are against that because we know that that's not cool and that will end up with us all being dead. However, pigs, chickens, don't think like that. Does relative intelligence make it okay to murder something else? I would say there's a baseline of relative intelligence and potential. Do you think it's ethical to go around murdering mentally retarded people? So again, we're talking about people here, not about animals. Mentally retarded. Again, gotta debate what is mentally retarded here. However, in some cases where I have seen people who have had, for example, massive brain aneurysms, and their life is just absolutely horrific. And there's even a debate going on in our country just now about assisted suicide. And I would say murdering, maybe not the best kind of use there. However, if somebody is in a situation where if they were not given 24-hour support throughout the day, that they would end up suffering from starvation and or just a long, prolonged, horrible death, I would say sometimes just letting them go would be a better option rather than prolonging life. So ethically, it's a debate there. There is a strong debate. If lacking intellectual potential makes it okay to kill people, no, I didn't say that. I said it's okay to kill a cow because it's not like a human. Then let's test your child's intelligence. If it's not smart enough to become a doctor, scientist, or engineer, then we'll kill it. Wow. Really? Is that where you're going there? Is that where you're going there? That's where you're going there. I don't see the connection there to a chicken. No, not going to happen. Because what good is your child if it can't move the human race forward in technology, or society, or medicine, or entertainment, I would even say as well? Why can't you just leave the fucking animals alone? Oh, I can't believe, I like the way you actually wrote that. Actually sounds like a child going, why can't you leave the animals alone? Okay, anyway. Why can't you just let them enjoy life? You can, and I say that we should. We definitely should let animals enjoy their life. But at the same time, whenever they've got to that ripe old age of tastiness, then we have the ability to decide what we do with them. And if we want to eat them, let's eat. And again, back to this, if your own child wasn't smart enough to become a scientist or engineer and was legitimately stupid, you still want it to live a good long life. I love how you, talking about somebody's child, you use the word it. But when you're talking about farm animals, you use other, as in within the same group. That's a weird disconnect from other people in your human society going on there. So why can't you do the same for animals? I most certainly can. Eating animals isn't even good for you, your own health. It's literally killing you. I would kind of disagree with that. I would say overeating definitely isn't necessarily good for you, but it's literally killing you. Again, you're going to the extreme, which makes you just sound a bit of lunatic. Why would you eat something that kills another organism and is slowly killing you? Do you know what? I hear we can even get cancer from drinking water. So, unfortunately, everything is killing us. Time is killing us, and I don't even eat that. It makes absolutely no logical sense that you're trying to defend something that is completely nonsensical and unethical. Useless animals, filled with meat and calories and protein, abundance of humans needing food, turn useless animals into useful food. That's not necessarily nonsensical. And the conversation just spirals out of control from there. However, the point of the spiraling out, which I have to kind of advise against, is in psychology, there's this thing known as group risk shift. Or in social psychology, there's the idea of risk shift. Or, in other words, group polarization. Now, this is an important bit, which I think all of you should listen to, is in some psychological studies in the past, what they do, they'd have, let's say, 10 people in a room, and they ask them, what's your thoughts on smoking? And 10 people would be like, kind of 50-50, not really bothered, don't really care. And what they would do, they would throw in a person who is very pro-smoking. And the idea was that, well, if you have one person that is very pro-smoking and 10 people who are just like, meh, what will happen is they will bring the pro-smoker into the middle ground as well. And they found the complete opposite happened. What would happen is that actually the pro-smoker would bring people to have much stronger feelings towards them. However, also at the same time, people that it would separate out the group. They thought it was a risk shift. They were doing it in terms of the initial stories were regarding like investments or how much money you would spend on something, and the people would end up as a group. They'd become more risky rather than as a single person. However, it also worked into social psychology, and they found that having people with polarizing views in a group which is largely moderate, what would happen is instead of bringing in the extremists into the middle, it brought everyone out to the sides. And it was like all like it went and did stuff about racism, like, and some people were like, oh, I fucking hate certain nationalities, and what would happen is instead of people kind of fighting against that person, people would separate out within the group. And that's what I fear is happening within the vegan community and the vegan internet community. I have to be more specific about is that what's happening is that there's such radicalism happening within the content that's being put out there by some of the militant internet vegans that, yeah, it is most definitely making some people go, oh, we're totally with you, and at the same time making people kind of go, holy crap, you're so insane, I don't want to be anywhere near you. So when you bring in the ideas of alien abduction, killing children, stuff like that, that's definitely more on the extreme end. And that, what would happen is you're effectively pushing some people away. And there's also, I can't remember the psychological or the theory of it, where there's a thing where you can't tell a fundamentalist from a person that's taking the piss. You know, somebody's like, oh, I totally agree with you, we should kill all people that eat meat. It's so difficult to tell whether somebody is trolling somebody with agreement or whether that is actually a legitimately insane person that is agreeing with you. So, what I'm saying is, like, Vegan Gains has some great content about the benefits for exercise, benefits for your body and all that stuff. But when you start promoting your ideology, your way of life, through the accusations of alien encounters and child murder, that's where you lose a large amount of support from the kind of the moderate levels of vegans like myself. And when you do that, there's an additional problem. For example, in the UK, we have these things called focus groups, where let's say I have a perfect example, giving blood. In the UK, there was a focus group that would go out and get 10 people and say, right, sit down, we want you to watch this advert, and it's about some person that would be needing blood, and it would be a real sob story. Oh, I'm so ill, I'm dying, oh, can you please give some blood and all that stuff. And they would ask the people in the focus group, so how effective was this advert? Did it motivate you to go do anything? Do you want to give blood? And everyone in the focus group was like, oh yeah, that's very powerful, I'm totally going to do it. So the adverts, which are hard hitting, have a great effect in the focus groups. However, what happens is in real life, in day-to-day society, when you're listening to the radio and goes onto the advert, and it's an advert which you've heard multiple times, and it starts off, oh, little Timmy's lying in the hospital, he needs a blood transfusion. Instantly, if it is an advert, or if it is something promoting something to do, but through negativity, it's so easy for people to just kind of go, oh, change the channel, turn off, watch something else. Meanwhile, at the same time, I advertised, or I promoted the idea to the Scottish National Blood Foundation, Transfusion Network, whatever, just saying, look, put in an advert about the awesome benefits, or not benefits, but the great thing of whenever you do give blood, how morally superior you feel. Every time I've given blood, I walk out with a fucking halo around my head, and I'm like, I am so good. I'm the bestest person I know in this whole street I've ever met today. And I think that's one of the best things. Like, anytime I go and give blood, I'm not going there because I've listened to a depressing story and that, oh, what if you haven't given blood today, you're a bad person. But I go there because it's a good thing, but I know whenever I walk out, I get a free cake, probably some juice and some tea, and a feeling of moral superiority, which is just, oh, great for the rest of the day, possibly multiple days. And I think that's how they can advertise it. So if you want to promote an idea, giving the positivity idea is far more effective than throwing in nonsense like aliens and child murder and bringing negativity towards your cause. So that's just my thoughts. But unfortunately, your channel is also now another channel I'm going to be unsubscribing to. Damn, because you had good content. Lost it.